So as I was thinking about what I was going to say to you today, one question kept coming up over and over in my mind. How do you raise money and awareness for an illness that so many people find shameful and embarrassing still today to talk about? I mean, seriously, Bob Dole's Viagra commercial has nothing on mental illness, right? And that is the worst part of this disease. We are isolated, alone, suffering, afraid to tell our family, our friends, our work colleagues. We are afraid, and so we keep silence. But until we learn to break that silence and speak out, we cannot find help. We cannot find solutions, and we cannot fix a mental health care system that is so broken that, frankly, it will make you crazy if you were not crazy to begin with. So last year, my entire family, led by my intrepid sister Jennifer, decided to break our silence and speak out about mental illness. And the more we talked and the more we broke the silence, the more money we raised for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, until our small family team raised more money for NAMI in Southwest Ohio than any other team, including hospitals, social service agencies, corporations with teams 5 times our size. My sister Jennifer broke the silence again and again during this campaign. She made a big old banner and hauled a folding table down to the Hyde Park Kroger and put out information and a donation box for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Now, I don't have to tell you all that the Hyde Park Kroger is one of the more fashionable grocery shopping destinations in Cincinnati, and there my sister sat with a great big old sign above her head raising awareness for mental illness. And because my sister broke the silence, a grandfather whose granddaughter had just been released from the psychiatric hospital found NAMI that Sunday and found resources to help both his daughter and his granddaughter. And she raised even more money for vital NAMI programs, like the woman who quietly leaned over to my sister and said, "My husband died of mental illness," before she slipped her money into the donation box. And if my sister had not been willing to break the silence and sit at a card table in a very public place with a giant poster board about mental illness above her head, none of this would have happened. And my sister was not the only one. My mother talked to her church and her book club and her garden club about mental illness, asking for donations. My father posted our story on his Facebook page and wrote letters to friends and charitable foundations. They broke the silence again and again and again. There is a very famous essay about overcoming the fear of speaking out by a poet named Audre Lorde. It is called The Transformation of Silence into Language and Action. At the time she wrote this essay, Lorde had just experienced a major health scare, and it caused her to reevaluate her life and consider all the times when she had remained silent when she could have spoken. She writes, "I have come to believe over and over again that what is most important to be must be spoken, made verbal and shared, even at the risk of having it bruised or misunderstood. And I have come to believe this too, especially when it comes to mental illness." She goes on to say, "I had realized that I was going to die, if not sooner than later, whether or not I had ever spoken myself. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. Our silence around mental illness will not protect us. It will not protect our loved ones. We are all going to die, if not sooner than later. And I choose to live my life in such a way that my stories, my truth, can act as a catalyst for change, as a beacon for hope, and as a source of strength, not just for my children, but for the 1 in 5 who suffer from mental illness today. So I hope you will join me in breaking the silence and making this one of the most successful NAMIWalks campaigns ever." Thank you.